just an excellent performance by Alabama. Defense, they shut down the Georgia run game because Georgia was constantly in 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, and they don't have the quarterback and not really a ton of receivers that can pick up those plays. Outside of Brock Bowers. Bowers was awesome today. He's a freak. I've already said that. He's just man alive. I wish someone else would have him at points. But Burton, 3 catches, 36 yards, and Georgia likes to spread the ball around. But a full credit goes to that Alabama defense today. We knew their run D was pretty good. And they held Georgia to 3.5 yards a rush, 30 carries, 109 yards. That's really, really good when you're dealing with a team like Georgia and running backs like Zamir White and James Cook. Again, 3 for 12 on 3rd down. That's the key stat. Georgia had 30 first downs compared to Alabama's 25. But then you have to remember, Alabama did hit a couple deep shots. So they didn't really drive. They just hit deep shots, which we talked about Thursday. Can they hit a couple deep shots? Can they get a couple easy touchdowns? They got a defensive touchdown. Can they get a special teams touchdown? They didn't do that, but can they do what they need to do to keep the pressure on Stetson Bennett? A lot of Iowa fans there, and they did. So congrats to Alabama. Congrats to the Crimson Tide fans. I mean, what? My friend was talking, he's a big Alabama fan. But he was talking like, man, this is the one time Bama hasn't been favored in like a decade. They're going to act like Boston fans tonight. But Alabama fans, I see someone in there super proud of your team. You should be. You should be. So what more really is there to talk about? We'll get to your guys' questions and your thoughts and reactions to the game here on Mark Rogers TV. Let me look. A lot of you guys are watching the main channel. Subscribe to our SEC channel. Subscribe to our Alabama channel. Subscribe to all our channels. There's a ton of great people that do awesome work here. We have a lot of people that do some awesome work here, but now let's get to these comments. Let's take a look here. Let's start getting the questions in. Someone asked earlier, is Georgia still a good team? Yeah. I don't care what your schedule looks like. You don't get 400. You don't have a 405 point differential if you're not an excellent football team. They're going to make the playoff. They're probably going to be the 3 seed. So, it's kind of funny because if Michigan wins tonight, Michigan fans are probably like, okay, we'll play Cincy. And Cincy fans are like, all right, we get Michigan. And now you guys get Alabama and Georgia. Congrats to that. So, yeah, no, Georgia's still a good team. They're going to the playoff. Somebody asked what 4 teams are going to the playoff. At this point, you have to assume Alabama, Georgia, Cincy. And if Michigan wins, Michigan. If Michigan doesn't win, then I don't know, maybe Baylor, maybe Ohio State, probably Notre Dame, though. Looking. Jameson Williams, monster. He was special today. He was special. That's the word. He's been special all year long. He's still on punt. So, okay. But yeah, he was special today. He might have locked up the Biletnikoff, which is crazy. And then you look at you talk to Ohio State fans and you're like, oh, he would have been the 4th best receiver on our team. And it's like, would he have been? Would he? And Ohio State's got great receivers, but man, he was special today. So yeah, hit monster game for the kid out of St. Louis. Him and Luther Burden actually played at Cardinal Ritter together. Could you imagine having Algebra 2 and then facing them? Good Lord. Let's see. Yeah, bring your comments, questions, reactions. I mean, how much credit does the Alabama offensive line deserve today? They were awesome. I was watching early on, Jordan Davis was doing his thing. He was shoving Alabama defenders or offensive linemen, been a weird day, into the backfield. I made this and I didn't even put it up. Shoving Alabama offensive linemen in the backfield. Brian Robinson wasn't going anywhere, but Bryce Young made some plays, and they had to respect that. Now, what I didn't understand is Dan Lanning never seemed to make an adjustment with the little just simple pitch and catch, catch, look to your left, throw it wasn't quite a bubble screen, but it kind of concept. He seemed to always be playing 10 yards off the ball, and that let Slade Bolden, Jameson Williams, Holden had a couple. Brooks had one. Just run free for 9 yards. I know, and he's a freak, and he's awesome. I got you. Yeah, I know. So one of my friends tweeted out tonight, it's shocking to see that Kirby Smart didn't play the right quarterback. Now, who knows if JT Daniels does any better, but man, at some point you'd think that he had to go to him. Is Kirby the problem? No, because what you're asking is Kirby Smart basically, is he a bad coach? No, he's an excellent coach. The problem is Georgia can't get the quarterback position right. They can't, you have Stetson Bennett, Jake Fromm. They let go of Justin Fields, but that's a little overrated because little bit overrated because how do I want to phrase this? Fromm had just taken to the national championship and looked pretty good that year. And the thought was he was going to get better, and he just never did. Yes, thank you. He has to adapt. Georgia plays football and has the same football mentality that Alabama did in 2011. Our quarterback hopefully doesn't make mistakes. We're going to run you over, and we're going to play great defense. And that does not work against elite teams anymore. It just does not work. And they need to get it right at quarter. Now, maybe some of these recruits they got coming in, Vander Grev, is that his name? We talked about him Thursday, but they need to get the QB position right.